Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, Ardella Vision. I hope every one of you is doing wonderful in this crazy time that we are in. If you are new to my channel, hi! Please remember to subscribe and to click that gray bell to be notified the moment I upload another video every Wednesday and on the weekends on all things ADHD, mental well-being, and personal development. I never thought in my wildest dreams I'd be making a video about a coronavirus pandemic, but I just wanted to touch on mental health during this time that we are in. It has been something I've been looking into, something that has been on the forefront of my mind because I know that a lot of my viewers have ADHD, have some sort of mental disorder that makes life a little extra challenging. And I know that a lot of us have anxiety, a lot of us have fears, and a lot of us are just probably finding ourselves really concerned with everything. There is a cat hair. So let's get into it. So to start off, stay to the end of this video and I'm just going to give you my tips and my thoughts on what you can do if you find yourself having to isolate due to a recent event. A couple years ago, I broke my foot and I had to find a lot of things to do for 3 months when I had nothing to do because I couldn't really go anywhere. With that said, let's talk about mental health during this season that we are in. Obviously, I am not a professional. I have never gone through anything even close or remotely close to anything like this. This is just things that I looked into on what a lot of the professionals in the healthcare industry and a lot of the professionals in regards to the coronavirus scare and everything that we're going through, what they had to say. To start off, I think that it is smart to find a couple reputable news sources and stick with those. Make sure that you're not just going all over the map and trying to find news articles on everything that you can in terms of the coronavirus. With that said, make sure that you are looking into it, staying educated, staying up to date, but don't just sit there and binge watch news because there's a lot of information out there. It's changing so frequently. To sit there and just binge watch news, it's gonna not keep you in a good mental space. I just recommend finding a couple good news sources and continuously going back to those specific ones. With that said, again, make sure that you aren't just staying in bad news land. Make sure that you are limiting your updates and take breaks in regards to the news. Check in twice a day if that's something that keeps you at peace of mind, because obviously you want to stay up to date. With schools closing, with businesses closing, we never know what's going to happen, but just make sure that you aren't just focusing on the news. With that said, what can we do with all the news that we're getting in regards to our mental health? Now, obviously, it's okay to be scared. It is normal and it is something that us humans are going to experience in this very unprecedented, unknown time. Like, I feel like into the unknown, you just don't know what's going to happen, and there's a lot of things up in the air, and I am somebody that likes to know what's going to happen, and I've had to acknowledge and identify that within myself, that I have to really keep my fears and my mental health in check, because if I wanted to, I could really allow it to go amok. Run amok. So again, acknowledge your fears, but don't let them rule your thoughts. You could do meditative acts and things that will make your brain rest at ease. You can meditate, again, you could pray, you could do some yoga, you could do some breathing exercises, you could start journaling your thoughts and everything that you're going through to really take time to set your mind at ease daily. Even if you have to multiple times a day. I definitely have found myself really taking time outs with everything that's been going on to kind of reset my brain to a good space so I don't allow my thoughts to just take me for a run, because they could if I let them. And making sure that we are staying in a good space, in a good mental space, is really important, because chronic stress is so not good for the body physically. There's been so many studies done on this, but chronic stress upsets the hormones balance. It depletes the brain's chemicals required for happiness. It also damages the immune system. Now, all of us need the strongest immune systems we can have right now to help combat the coronavirus if it is something that we do get in contact with. So if chronic stress damages the immune system, it is exciting to say that positive thoughts relax our nervous system and gives our body time to heal. Make sure that during this time, I know that it is a time of social distancing, and we are to make sure that we aren't just hugging on everybody, hanging out with everybody, going to events that have a lot of people in it, and we are basically supposed to be isolating. Like, If you have a trip, don't go. If you have an event to go to, don't go. Like, just don't go, cancel plans, stay at home, be alone, isolate. Not be alone if you have a family, but people like me, I live alone. So social distancing and being intentional with isolation. I know we've talked about isolating in the past as an ADHD thing, but to have the option taken away is kind of a scary thought, because us humans, we were created for community and for connection and for interaction. So make sure that if you are having to do social distancing, you reach out to as many people as you can to stay connected with your fellow man. Social media, to me, is something that's gotten a bad rap, but right now it is going to be a time that I will be finding myself on social media quite a bit, just in terms of connecting with people and making sure that I reach out to people, find connection, and don't stay completely isolated, because there's a lot of concern for people that are going to be locked into a house. Cabin fever is no joke. To have to be socially isolated and live alone, for me, is not something that I look forward to. And that is something that I have to intentionally meditate on that topic, to just allow that time to come when it comes. But if it's not here yet, I'm not going to sit and ruminate in fear and think about all the scary things that might happen, because there's so much, again, unknown, that I'm not going to use today to be in fear. I'm going to take each day as it comes. Again, with that said, make sure that you are reaching out to people and staying connected, because it is so important. Let me know your thoughts on all of this, again, in the comment section below. Now, so much of mental health starts with physical health. So we got to be diligent with how we treat our bodies in the times that we are in right now. The kinder we are to our bodies, the kinder we are to our brains, the better we feel. So make sure that you are getting good sleep, that you are drinking a lot of water, that you are eating as nutritiously as possible. And if you aren't surrounded by a lot of healthy food, you can try to supplement that by taking your vitamins, vitamin C, zinc, vitamin D, your B vitamins, probiotics, whatever you can do to boost your body's immune system, do it, okay? And lastly, and so importantly, and I talk about this a lot, make sure that you are engaging in physical activity. I saw a video recently about a physical trainer giving exercise lessons on the roof of his building to a bunch of people surrounding him in Spain, and that was so endearing to me, and I love the human spirit. But make sure that you are engaging in physical activity to the best of your ability wherever you are. So that concludes just my thoughts on mental health and what we can do to help combat what we're going to be going through in the next couple of weeks and months, and who knows how long. But during this time, I just find humanity to be such an enigma, such a beautiful thing. We could be so nasty to one another, but I've seen such beautiful displays of like human resilience in the times that we've been in, with videos of people in Italy singing out their apartment windows, and again, that guy in Spain giving exercise lessons on the roof of his building. And it was just so sweet, and the beauty of the connection there is amazing. And I love us, and I know that we will all be stronger for this. I feel like in a weird way it's going to unite the world, and that's my hope and that's my prayer. So many people are hurting right now, and I know that I've had loved ones already be let go from their jobs, and so it's really affected me on a personal level. My father is older. He is in the age bracket of being concerned for receiving the coronavirus, and he already had pneumonia a couple years ago that really almost wiped him out. So there's a lot to be scared about. But there's a lot to be hopeful for, a lot to be grateful for. And I think that hope, gratitude, perseverance is key and vital and necessary for the time that we are in. With that said, these are my little ideas and my tips on what you can do if you are going to be in social distancing and intentional isolation. A couple years ago, I broke my foot and I couldn't pretty much do anything for 3 months. I was basically bedridden. Like, I couldn't walk. It was not fun, but I definitely know a few things on what you could do when you can't do anything for 3 months. So starting off, you can learn things, learn new things. You can learn a language. You can aprender una lengua nueva. You could do like something like Duolingo and try to pick up a new language. There's so many apps and so many ways to connect with people on the internet that are free, that you could practice whatever language you want to learn. Try to learn a new instrument. During that time period, I learned how to play the ukulele. I am not a master, but it is one of the most fun little instruments you can pick up and play. If you're not in social isolation yet, try to find a ukulele somewhere, order one online. They are a lot of fun. Whatever instrument tickles your fancy. You could try to pick up a new craft. I learned how to crochet during that time period, and I crocheted myself one mean blanket for my nephew for his birth, for my sister for the baby shower, and it is actually one of my favorite blankets to this day. I accidentally made it a little too large, so whenever I go over to her house, I find that blanket and I cuddle up with it. You can also, learn something new on the internet in terms of taking up any sort of free online class. You can try to pick up a new hobby. You can start painting. You can start drawing. You could write that book that you always told yourself you were going to write. Or you could read that book you always told yourself you would read. And obviously, you could binge watch those shows that you feel guilty that you're taking too much time up binge watching. And you could just find yourself some good TV shows and watch them without guilt. There's so much beauty in that, isn't there? You could catch up with old friends that you haven't connected with in a while. And most importantly, you could take this time to figure yourself out. There are so many exciting personality tests out there that I just love, and they are totally me. You could do the Myers-Briggs, you could do the Enneagram. You can try to understand yourself a little better, look more into ADHD or whatever other mental health disorder you have. I don't like that word, but if you have borderline personality disorder, ADHD, PTSD, you can just try to figure it out and learn ways to cope with whatever it is that you're going through at that moment and try to find tools to figure yourself out. Learn to understand yourself a little better in this time of isolation. If it is a forced isolation, you might as well get to know the one person you're going to be stuck with a lot of that time. With that said, that is all I have to say. There is so much more to say. We are all in this together. Blah, 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 blah. I really hope you got something out of this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Let me know how you are. Let me know where you are in the world. I am in Missouri. We are still not quite in lockdown yet, but there's a part of me that feels like it's coming. Schools have already been canceled. A lot of businesses have already started closing. They've already limited mass gatherings. They've canceled St. Patty's Day parade. They've canceled a lot of things on us. Definitely not something I ever predicted for 2020. Well, again, let me know your thoughts. You know I always love hearing from you. If you like this video, please give it one big thumbs up. Share it with all your friends, anybody that you think might enjoy this video. Please remember to subscribe and to click that gray bell to be notified the moment I upload another video every Wednesday and on the weekends on all things ADHD, mental well-being, and personal development. And you must know by now, more than any other time, extra prayers for you trickled on top these next coming weeks. You are all in my prayers, and I really do pray that all of you have a really good rest of your week. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.